Welcome to Christ-Centered Living, CCL. Most people today are in survival mode. Protect your peace, stay in your lane, mind your own business. That's the vibe of today's world. But what happens when someone you love makes a bad choice and gets stuck in a mess because of it? Would you step up for them? Today's story is about what it really means to be that person, the one who shows up. But because sometimes being godly means fighting for people who can't fight for themselves. Today's story is titled The Rescue Mission for Lot. I'm your host Shirley, and this story comes from Genesis chapter 14. Let's dive in. In the last episode, we talked about Lot and Abram parting ways since their families and possessions had grown too large to live together. Lot chose to settle in the plains of Jordan, while Abram remained in Canaan, where the Lord had commanded him to dwell. One day, a great conflict arose between two alliances of kings. Kedorlaomer, the king of Elam, had ruled over the 5 kings of the Jordan Valley region for nearly 12 years. If you remember from our previous episode, this is the region where Lot chose to live. However, in the 13th year, these kings rebelled. Enraged by their defiance, Kedorlaomer gathered his powerful army and marched out with his allies to crush them. The battle took place in the valley of Siddim, also known as the Dead Sea Valley. The 5 kings of Jordan faced off against Kedorlaomer and his allies. The valley was filled with tar pits, and as the battle turned against them, many men from Sodom and Gomorrah fled only to fall into these pits. Kedorlaomer and his allies seized all the goods and food from Sodom and Gomorrah, and as they left, they carried off Abram's nephew Lot, along with all his possessions. One man escaped from the battleground and brought news to Abram that Lot had been taken captive. Without hesitation, Abram sprang into action. He gathered 318 trained men born in his household and set out in pursuit of the enemy. He followed them as far as Dan. Then, under the cover of night, he divided his men into groups and launched a surprise attack. His strategy worked. He routed the enemy kings, chasing them all the way to Hobah, north of Damascus. Abram recovered all the stolen goods and rescued his nephew Lot, along with his possessions, the women, and the other captives. Upon his return, Abram was met by the king of Sodom. He approached Abram and said, "Give me the people and keep the goods for yourself," he said. But Abram, standing firm in his faith, refused. He declared, "I will accept nothing belonging to you, not even a thread or the strap of a sandal, so that you will never be able to say, 'I made Abram rich.' I will only take what my men have eaten and the share that belongs to my allies." With this decision, Abram made it clear that his success did not come from earthly wealth, but from the hand of God, who had delivered him and his men from their enemies. Dear listeners, what stands out in this story is that Abram had only 318 men, a mere handful against the mighty armies of the kings. By human reasoning, his chances of success were nearly impossible. But Abram didn't put his trust in his army, but in God. And with God, even the weakest can triumph over the strongest. Maybe today you feel overwhelmed by the challenges before you, whether it's a personal struggle, a family challenge, or a battle that seems too big to fight. Remember this: God sees you. He knows your heart. His promises are with you every step of the way. You don't have to face your battles alone or carry your burdens by yourself. Step forward with courage and faith. Move ahead even if the path is unclear. The battles you face don't belong to you. They belong to the Lord. He fights for you. He makes a way where there seems to be no way. And in His timing, He will turn your struggles into triumphs, your tears into joy, and your weaknesses into strength. Your victory is coming. May God richly bless you and give you peace.